Good freaking afternoon, guys. What's going on? What's cracking? Back in the garage right now. I'm about to take the Super for a drive here and talk to you today about how do I get sponsors, or how do you go about getting sponsors. But before I divulge and dive too far into this, I wanted to mention today here real quick, if you guys could do me a favor before we get into this, go ahead and give this a big thumbs up and a big review for today. The more likes, comments, and all that kind of stuff, it really helps out the channel and helps things grow. So if you do like the content I produce, give it a big thumbs up. And also go check out the Pure Function webpage. I've got it all listed down below for y'all. Do me a favor and support the channel. It's how I help pay for things. Just went ahead and emptied the catch can there real quick. It's about that time of the year too, guys. If you've been following the channel, every year I get a new catch can. I hit up the guys up at Empire Performance up in New York, and they always take very good care of me. This is the third one, sorry, I put two up there. This is the third catch can they've made for me now, and I always get something totally different. I draw something up, and my boy Goku, he makes, yeah, he takes care of everything for me. And by the way, I'll look his stuff down here below. He's always making me the coolest stuff. He kind of just takes my ideas and just runs with it. It's nice to have someone that's creative and is like wants to do something different. He doesn't like cookie cutter. He's just an overall good guy, but I'll link their stuff down below. Got that all cleaned up, went ahead and cleaned the engine bay here, just cleaned out the interior of this and of the MR2. Hoping to have new wheels here soon. I'm trying to check for back order on a couple wheels I'm interested in. I'll be showing you those shortly here. These will be picked up this weekend and be gone. But let's go ahead and hop in the car here. It'd probably help, dumbass, if I shut the hood. Oh, just FYI, most people don't realize this, but a Supra has two hood latches, one there and one there. I'm not sure why that is, but they do. It's kind of a nice double safety precaution. Yeah, I'm not sure if I ever talked about that or not, but let's go for a drive. By the way, guys, Keytags are in stock. Pure Function on the one side and Function Eats Form on the other side. Freaking love these things. They are in stock and ready to ship right now. Go check it on the website down below. Another thing is it's hot as shit out right now. We're gonna go ahead and turn on, where's that, right there. Oh, see that? AC, because street car. You guys always know that I'm always saying about being a street car and how I love having a street car. I got AC in this winter. I'm doing heated seats in this car and air cooled. And you're probably asking, well, why the fuck are you gonna do that? Well, why not? I'm an American. I want all the luxury. I want everything I can get. I want to make this car as comfortable as possible. If it could be a DD and I wouldn't be afraid to get it damaged or do anything, I absolutely would drive this thing every day. I love this car that freaking much. Bumping little skies right now. Better turn that down. But yeah, I'm gonna head out here to a field and try to talk to you guys. Another thing I wanted to bring up is I'm currently running a 295/30 tire in the rear, which has been kind of nice because it truly just upsized the wheel size and downsized the tire enough that's still a 25-inch tall tire, which is not a good thing per se. Only thing good about it is the fact that my mile per hour and everything's matched up perfectly now, because that's the same as factory height. But I am going to be going to a 295/35, which gives me another 1.1 inches as I downshift real quick. I need the extra height, especially for mile per hour and going. I need the extra height. It was quite noticeable when I was on the highway this past weekend. My old setup was actually a 275/35, and that was 25.5 inches. This will be another 0.6 inches taller than that. And just the difference between that half inch was substantial in my opinion. I lost like 5 or 6 miles an hour, which doesn't seem like much when you're cruising in this 60 miles, 70 mile an hour range, but instead of being like 80 tacking 3,000 RPMs, I was at 80 tacking like 33, 34, 3,500 RPMs. So that extra inch I'll get, 1.1 inches, I'll get way more RPM, be able to go a lot faster. Sorry, I'm like talking over myself right now. Be able to go a lot faster without changing any gearing or anything by just changing tire size. Some people are saying go to a 295/40. I feel like that looks too big and it's too bubbly. I want this car to still handle well. That's the one thing I have noticed was a 295/30 is the fact the car does handle better and the fact that it's got wider wheels and tires on it. So I'm hoping just by stepping it up by a little over 1 inch, it's not going to really affect much, but besides give me better mile per hour and well, look better. One last thing, guys, I want to check here. I have to do in the car. I should have brought my laptop with me. I've been having some boost issues. So the car, being honest, the last couple times I've done reviews with people in the car, my cousin, my neighbor there, the car's not even building full boost. I'm in 3rd, 4th gear, maxing out, revving it to red line, and I'm building like 16, 15 PSI. So I know it's hotter out and my IET sensor's in a bad spot because it's showing like an intake air temperature of 140, 150 degrees. I know. I need to move it from the intake manifold down to the intercooler pipe. But it's just not building much boost at all. Even when the IETs are low, it's just not building much boost at all. I'm not sure if my Mac controller's not working, if I've got a tear in the line somewhere, but it should be building, you know, as soon as it builds boost, it should be, that Mac valve should be holding pressure at least right up to 18 PSI and then releasing it for the wastegate. But that doesn't seem to be happening. So that's another thing I need to look into. I mean, I guess it could be a couple things. One, the wiring. Number two, the Mac valve. Number three, the actual plumbing for all the vacuum lines. So I have to take a look at that and get some dyno and maybe some dyno runs with it to double check it. If not, I'll just do it on the street. All right, guys, so I just pulled up here to Travis's, and this kind of begins the fact, or what I want to talk to you guys about when it comes to sponsors and people that take care of you and all that cool stuff. I'm going to show you guys how to go about it and show you like the gist of it all. So like I was saying there, kind of starting off with like sponsors and everything else, buddy, that's helped me and stuff. Travis Beaver here, Beaver's Auto Body. I guess I spoke to him a couple months back here now regarding getting the car originally fully painted. The original idea was to get this car just painted to the max, until I realized I want to drive it a ton, and it just didn't make much sense. Everyone was kind of talking me out of it for the fact that, you know, the first nick I get on the car, and it being silver, you know, you can't just paint the bumper again. So that when I get it painted, I need to have it PPF, I need the whole car wrapped and do all that good stuff. So pretty much everyone talked me out of it, and Travis went ahead and painted the front bumper and did a couple other things. What is that? A spider web. But that's kind of one of those things, you know, I reached out to him, and after showing him the whole YouTube thing, he ended up taking very good care of me. You know, I don't want to go into too crazy of details, but he ended up taking very good care of me in the end. So it's just one of those times that I had a good relationship. You know, I just happened to come here to get a paint job, and it just turned and escalated into something else. And that's just kind of one way of going about it. Another way would be the fact that you actually physically email, call these people, and just send one after another after another. The first email doesn't work, send another and send another. It might seem a little much at times, but that's what you have to do. What's a good example of that for me? Cube short shifters. Cube short shifters, I actually had to reach out to multiple times, and I had to use a contact I knew to get a hold of them to send me a short shifter, and they ended up taking care of me and getting out to me. But it took multiple tries, then trying getting a hold of a contact that I knew had a good relationship with them. You know, they were all happy to help me, but they're just so overloaded. So it's not even they're ignoring you, it's the fact that they have so many submissions, or they have so many other people. Trying to find a good connection makes a big difference too. Pure oil. When I sent off to them, you know, it took me, I bet you, 30 email communications back and forth. So they finally got back to me and said, yep, we've accepted your application, and we're going to send you a bunch of free oil. You know, it takes a lot of work, believe it or not, to get something free. And I hate saying free for the fact that, you know, you have to create video and content on my end. So I hate saying the word free because it's really not free in the end. I'm working to create videos and create content for these people that pushes their product. In return, they're hoping to sell more because of it. Another big thing people don't like to do, but you have to do when you're doing this, is put yourself out there. You got to kind of put yourself in situations where you might not like it, just to try and get that extra exposure for people to want to sponsor you. I mean, at the end of the day, sponsors aren't technically doing this for free. They're doing it for something in return. I mean, they're expecting, by giving you free product, they're expecting, you know, to get exposure from it to help them sell more. So you can't come to them with a stock Scion TC or even a stock car in general. It doesn't matter what a stock Lexus, I don't care what it is for the most part, unless it's some crazy exotic. Unless you have something to give them in return, they're really not going to want to sponsor you. You have to prove that you've done this before. So the fact that I had this Super already built and I had the MR2 was greatly helpful in my aspect. I wouldn't have already had this car built to the T like it was. I probably wouldn't have gotten most of the sponsors that I have, or most of the help that I've had. It just doesn't work that way. You got to spend money to make money, kind of thing. It's funny how that works, isn't it? You got to prove to them that you know how to build a car. That you got to prove to them that, like, hey, he knows what he's doing. He's not just saying, hey, I'm going to do all this and not do it. And then once you've done it a couple times, you can come with a stock car. Go, look, contact all these sponsors and come out to them and go, look, here's the car I'm going to use next time. I'm contacting all of you at once. I'm looking either for one financial dollar amount, I'm looking for product amount, or I'm looking for payment of hotels or moving and that kind of stuff. There's usually your three options you get. The easiest one usually being product in return for, you know, exposure. That's the easiest one. Getting a physical dollar amount is, I call it the holy grail of sponsorship, because you're actually getting truly paid by that company then. But those are much harder to get, so I wouldn't expect that offhand. have to, like, again, come with a product that they want to use. You know, for me, even having the Super, which is great, but it's an older car. You know, realistically, you want to find something in the newer realm that's something that can be modified, something that hasn't maybe been touched yet. You know, even the Scion FRS, I know it's been around forever, but that's always a good platform. If you've built one before, built multiple, and you can prove them like, hey, I can do this and do it right, those sponsors might come out and reach out to you directly, or you have something to send them and show to them. So that guy gives you the basic rundown of what you need to do to try and get yourself out there to get a sponsor. You know, biggest thing is to have a social media presence, especially in this day and age, the Instagrams, the Facebook, YouTube. If you're a car guy, get your car out there every event you can, whether it be drag racing, road racing, car shows, whatever you're trying to get your car sponsored for is obviously ideal what you want. For me, I've been doing a lot of car shows and those kind of events. Also, for me, I would like to try some road racing and things of that nature. So that's part of my goal, to get to more of those style events so I can push that kind of vendor to it. So that's what I'm trying to push for right now. Hey guys, I just wanted to say too, as I'm vlogging right now, the gentleman just pulled up here. What's your name again, sir?
Kenzo Chapman.
Kenzo Chapman. Kenzo, hey man.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Nice to meet you. He's interested in getting vlogging too. He saw me standing out here in the middle of like this random area, and he stops and yells. This is pretty cool. So you're trying to get in the whole vlogging thing too then?
That is correct.
What got you into all this? What has you interested?
Well, the whole network marketing slash advertising niche on YouTube.
Yeah, man, for sure.
And it's big, man. It's big. I'm super excited. I'm super stoked to meet you for the first time, and I like your ride.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And what he just said there, guys, is what I want to like reiterate, like through and through. Everyone thinks, oh, the market's saturated. That's not true. There's always room. That's why I try to tell people. Every time you think that there's not enough room, there's always room. And there's always room to be the big guy in that bowl too. Just remember that. So there goes Kenzo, guys. I just met him randomly. It's the power of YouTube, or the power of meeting people. He just saw me here with the camera. I guess he lives up there, and just stopped to say hi, which is kind of cool. So I went ahead and hop back in the car here as I head back to the house. But one, is pretty cool meeting him there. Number two is, I hope that gives you guys a good rundown of what you need to do to try and get yourself sponsored. I'm pretty open, guys. Shoot me down comments below if you have any questions, concerns. I want to try and answer this as best I can, because I had a ton when I started doing all this. You know, the end goal for this was to be my full-time job. Now, I don't ever see that happening now, but you never know. That's why I keep making the videos. My revenue really dipped there for a while. Instead of getting discouraged, I just kept going with it. And that's what I want you to do too. Like, I don't want to be that bullshit guy that says, oh, if you do this, you become anything. Fuck you, that's dumb. You put the grind time in and something might happen, but you don't know. Just put it in. If you enjoy it, do it. If you're not enjoying it, you're probably gonna hate doing this, because it is very much a grind for very little return at first, but in the long haul, it can really help you out. For me, it's sponsorships right now. That to me means more than anything, or the help I get. Kazan Motorsports, Jose Valia, he helps me a ton. I don't really physically need product from him anymore, but the knowledge he has and the help he gives me, if I call him, he answers. 9 times out of 10, he's on the West Coast, I'm over here on the East Coast, and that man answers the phone 99% of the time. And if I have an issue, he stays on the phone until it gets resolved. Or if I don't, he answers the next time I call. Like, he's very good with that. So it's different types of sponsorship in that way too. You know, shop time is expensive, and realistically, if I was on the West Coast, I'd be getting charged for that. So he's helping me out a ton by doing that, and that's why I mention him and try to give him as much exposure as possible, and list him down below as one of my, you know, helpful sponsors. So again, guys, I hope this video was special and helpful for y'all. I'm sitting right now at a cross section, looking out at the cornfields that is known as Pennsylvania, as I look at the beautiful skies here. I hope this was helpful for y'all. If you guys, again, have questions, please let me know down below. Go check out the Facebook page, go check out the Instagram, and go check out the website and buy some merch. Help our brother out. Thank you guys very much, and I'll talk to you later. Peace! Aside from my soul,